Hello there everyone, welcome back, and I'm here to be talking about Beastars Season 2. Now, for one, I know this came out a while ago, but I finally had time to watch the whole thing, and since I am a big fan of this series, as you guys know with some of my videos, especially my most popular one, the trashing on the manga ending basically, but I digress. I was really excited for this series and this season, and the reason why is because from the manga, this is like what they're adapting for this season is my favorite story throughout the entire thing, which is what they set up in season 1, which is at the very beginning when Tem was, murdered by someone. It's the murder arc, the finding out who did it and bringing them to justice. That's the whole season basically. But of course, there's more to it than just that. So let me dive into it. But before I dive into my thoughts on this season and all that good stuff, I just want to say that I will be doing spoilers since it has been, I think, at least a month or so since the whole thing was released. So I figured people that watch this know what happens and they want to know my in-depth thoughts on some of the stuff. So you have been warned. Spoilers. But yes, so it picks up right after season 1, and you basically get an introduction episode where people, see how everyone's doing, getting back to a sense of normal after the crazy aftermath of season 1. And Legoshi is confronted by this big snake lady or whatever the hell to look back into who did the killing and to do justice and all that stuff. So he starts prying and digging in, and he thinks he narrows it down to someone in his class, obviously a carnivore. And then, of course, he gets jumped, and he doesn't know who did it. So now he knows he's onto something. So he goes, he gets a new look, goes undercover, and begins training with that panda from last season. And while all that's going on, what's great about this season is it has like a concrete story, because the first season didn't really have that, and those chapters and stuff didn't really have that. It was just introducing characters and going over, it was basically just how they interacted off each other and stuff. There wasn't like a concrete story that everyone can be involved in. And one of my complaints with Beastars in general is a lot of the characters that they introduce don't play a role into the story at all. So it just feels like you're wasting your time learning about these characters. Like a lot of the people in the class don't really play a role into the main story at all. Like I can count on my fingers, probably 4 or 5 at most play a role in this story. Even like Haru, who's like one of the main 3, being Legoshi, Lewis, and Haru, she doesn't really have a role in this. She's just kind of there. And I find that kind of hilarious because that tends to be a running gag. Like especially later on in the story, she's just kind of there, doesn't really show up, and it's just like, really? Okay. It's just, I'm sorry, I don't want to trash on this too much, but this is indeed my favorite story because, it's a good murder mystery, who did it, and then when you find out who did it, you learn their perspective on why they did it and how they see it as a positive and growing into who they want to be, and how they see their relationship as a friend with that person. And it really dives into some crazy stuff. A lot of these characters are nuts, but it's really interesting. But while all that shenanigans is going on, Lewis, the red deer, as you can see at the end of season 1, he had quite a predicament he was in when he killed the boss of the Shishigumi. Well, he becomes the new boss, which is very weird, but it's really interesting. So he basically goes on his own rebellious phase. He's like, I'm tired of how society is and all, and so he's like, I'll change it from here, and he goes down this path. And eventually what's so cool is you see how both their stories are going, Legoshi and Louis, and they intertwine throughout, but then it comes to a big climax at the end where Legoshi, after everything he's been through, he challenges the guy who did the devouring and fights him. And when all hope seems lost, Lewis comes to lend assistance, and I don't know, just that whole sequence at the end was just really great. Of course, like throughout the season, just this show in general, I know what I was getting into because it's TV mature, it's a furry anime. Everyone says that, but there's just a lot of weird moments in this show. I'm sorry, like, and it's just like I don't know what to say about it. It's just, ugh. But they do have really good voice work. The animation is really good. I think they improved it upon season 1, and it's just a unique style for anime because I don't really think anime does animation like this. It's usually, hand drawn or 2D or something. This is like 3D animation, so it's definitely looks different. Again, I thought the performances all were pretty solid. Some better than others. This is the best the story's going to be for this series, in my opinion, if they're adapting identical to what the manga did, which it looks like they are, so that means the next few seasons are going to be pretty horrible. But that's what can you do? That's just what they're doing. And how it just kind of ends, it kind of ends really quickly. I figured they could at least have maybe another episode to kind of tie things off, because I know in the manga they had a couple chapters to kind of tie things up from this arc before you get into another arc. They didn't really do that. They just kind of ended it with, the main thing on, he's like, I'm dropping out of school, and I'm just like, okay. And it's kind of annoying because he does so much stupid stuff. Like, people tell him, don't injure yourself, you gotta focus on school, what you gotta do, and this and that, and he's like, I don't care. And it's just so frustrating. I hate people like that. But it was quite the season to watch. There was a lot of what the hell moments. There were some pretty good fight scenes in there. Definitely more fight scenes from the first season. Good character moments. Great character moments, actually. Especially with Lewis and Legoshi at the end there. And all the other people, like, there's a new character they introduced, Pina. He plays a big role in the main story, which is great. If you're gonna introduce a new character, at least have them, play a role into this, and he does, so that was good. But a lot of the side characters that you knew from season 1 and all are just more side characters, if not just obscure. They just don't really do anything. But that's all I have to say about this season of Beastars. And again, thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry it took so long, but I'm glad I was able to finish it. And I do know that they confirmed the season 3. I don't know if they're doing something new, because it said new arc confirmed. So I don't know if that just meant they're doing season 3, or if that meant they're actually going to fix some of this problems with the manga in the show. I don't know what they're doing, but I just hope it gets better from what happens. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you want to hit the subscribe button and the bell as well to get notified when I upload, that would mean a lot to me. And comment down below, what did you like about this season? Is there anything I missed out? And was I too harsh on the series going forward? Because, yeah. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.